The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Hey, what up YouTube fam, it's Dupree aka Darth Hater here with some fresh brand new Star Wars news for you. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and also don't forget to check out my last videos because it greatly helps out the channel. So let's get into it. So Leslie Headland has been telling Star Wars stories on screen since she was a teenager. Ostracized at school for being different, she retweeted N-word making stop motion films starring her action figures. So when she found success as an adult in Hollywood, Headland helped create Russian Dolls in 2019's Netflix comedy star Natasha Lyonne and got the chance to create an actual Star Wars show. It was a realization of a lifelong dream and a chance for humiliating failure on a galactic scale. She said, "I essentially cold called Lucasfilm and after a lot of conversations found myself pitching a show. Utterly elated, my ultimate career goal, the culmination of my fandom," Headland said. "At the same time, I would be lying if I said I wasn't scared. There's so much pressure. It's extreme. I had never done anything this big before." Headland's show, The Acolyte, will debut on Disney Plus on June 4th, costing roughly $180 million for 8 episodes and taking 4 years to make. It attempts 2 feats at once, pleasing old school Star Wars fans who can seem unreasonable while telling an entirely new story, one that requires no prior knowledge of Star Wars and that showcases women and people of color. For the faithful, The Acolyte stirs up for scads of Jedi, a franchise fundamental that other live-action Star Wars TV shows have depicted sparingly or not at all. The opening scene in Andor takes place in an eatery crowded with colorful aliens, a callback to Mos Eisley Cantina from the first Star Wars movie. Other shoutouts to hardcore fans will see "We haven't forgotten about you" are sprinkled in the dialogue. "May the Force be with you, and I have a bad feeling about this" also makes an early appearance. At the same time, The Acolyte embraces what some people call the new Star Wars, an era definitely defined by diversity and expansion and beyond the Skywalker saga, which started with Disney's purchase of the franchise in 2012. Amanda Steinberg stars as a dreadlocked warrior who has a complicated relationship with a Jedi Master played by Lee Jung-jae from Squid Game, in his first English-speaking role. Jodie Turner-Smith plays a lesbian leader of a regal coven of witches, while Filipino-Canadian actor Manny Jacinto appears as a shadowy traitor, one of the most action-oriented roles since The Matrix. Carrie-Anne Moss plays a steely Jedi named Master Indara. The Acolyte also breaks new ground behind camera. While women have directed episodes of shows like The Mandalorian and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Headland is the first to create a Star Wars series. "It was like working on a razor edge," she said. "You're thinking this is what people want from Star Wars. This is what people don't want. It can't mess with your head." During the creative process, I have to give myself the forgiveness as an artist to fall off the razor as long as I got back up. That was my promise to myself. From the second that any new Star Wars project comes into public view, Disney announced The Acolyte in 2020. Fans called for information and picked apart what they find. It's part of what makes Star Wars so powerful. People care, but the attention also creates problems. Rumors can solidify into facts. Some Star Wars overseers, for instance, have worried that Headland's show breaks canon or tinkers with already established storylines in the franchise. The ultimate Star Wars crime, it does not. In fact, Headland chose to place The Acolyte at the very beginning of the Star Wars timeline, so canonically issues would be minimal. It shows a mystery thriller. Someone is killing Jedis at the time when the Jedis are at their peak. Leslie wanted the show to be accessible, no homework needed before watching. Operating within these giant franchises now with social media and the level of expectation, it's terrifying, Kathleen Kennedy said. "I think Leslie has struggled a little bit with it. I think a lot of women step into Star Wars struggle with this is a bit more because of the fan base being so male dominated. They sometimes get attacked in ways that can be quite personal. Headland has tried to limit exposure to online conversation, both good and bad, instead of relying on her friends for weather reports." Headland also said, "I stand by my empathy for Star Wars fans," she wrote, "but I want to be clear, anyone who engages in bigotry, racism, or hate speech, I don't consider a fan." So what do we think about this? Honestly, I haven't really done my homework on who or what Leslie Headland has done before. But from more recent interviews and the more I read about her, I'm getting more of a sense that she seemingly knows what she's doing. My only gripe when it comes to a lot of these new Star Wars projects is they don't hire people who know or care about Star Wars, or aren't fans or don't know anything about this universe, it just makes it feel like, okay, here's the keys to the kingdom, here's the action figures, just play, make anything you want. And sometimes I get that feeling with a few things, but a lot of other times I don't. Like, one case in point, Dave Filoni. Like, Dave is an actual fan, and same thing with Jon Favreau. And it's nice to see that people who know the lore are making Star Wars versus somebody who doesn't know anything. It's good to see things like this where it's like, okay, like the fans would hate this, the fans would like that. Like, it's great to see somebody's taking, you know, care and acknowledging these things, because that's always a good fear when they bring in somebody new. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this interview with Leslie Headland and her words talking about the Acolyte. There's a few more great interviews she's done lately, and we're going to cover them. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And as always, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications for all my latest videos. That would be great. Anyway, guys, take care. See you in the next one. May the force be with you. Bye.